before we start, I have some housekeeping to do. In my previous video I made this opening statement. Expattaffy lives in Thailand. He suffered a stroke in 2011, and he is now about 76 years old. The reaction from Mr. Strange and Pete Piper would make you think that I had just clubbed 100 baby seals to death with a rusty spoon. So how do I know that Expattaffy suffered a stroke in 2011? He told me, it's been public knowledge since July 17, 2014. Go and watch Fake Moon Landing Vol 98 Challenge to Birdie Slack, where you will see. I repeated a statement of fact, one that Expattaffy had made, that Expattaffy had had a stroke, and that was it. I did not make fun of Expattaffy for having had a stroke in 2011. I did not pick on Expattaffy for having a medical condition. I did none of this. Please go and check part 1 for proof. Despite this, Pete Piper and Mr. Strange both tried to twist what I had said and create a situation they could exploit. Both accused me of doing what I had not done, rather than give factual answers to the 6 questions I had asked in part 1. As per usual, they avoided the facts, did a gish gallop, and went off on a tangent. Meanwhile, the comments made by Expattaffy make it appear that he believes that even with a brain damaged by a stroke, and a stroke will damage your brain, it's a medical fact that he is still smarter than everyone else. As his challenge to the nutters, as he calls them, demonstrates, perhaps Pete Piper and Mr. Strange could each make a video that addresses Expattaffy's statement about the stroke he had in 2011. Moving along to another issue, Expattaffy, Mr. Strange, and Pete Piper have accused me, and others, of directly infecting their computers with viruses and malware, which are all criminal acts. These 3 computer experts even made videos on the matter showing how they had been attacked. Let's look.
Hello there, dear friends, and welcome to another one of our videos showing you that NASA is sending us viruses along with the Piranha Brothers. Isn't that right there, you crazy NASA knuckleheads? And to prove it to you, here comes a series of these here malware problems that we've had. Now, this is Expattaffy's problems that he's been having, so let's just go and show you, roll through a few of these things now, alright there, friends? Okay, so this here is threat number 1 that he got, alright? Now this is what you call Win32 malware. Oh boy. And this really makes a miserable day with your computer if you get one of these. Now, let's just go and show another one. Right there, friends, we're going to go and show you a whole slew of these things. So, let's just get on with it. And the next one, please. In this photo, we see a deep scan has been accomplished. And what do we find here, friends? Well, we find a Win32 PUP virus that has been inserted into Expattaffy's computer. Now, let's go on to the next photo, please. And here we see another Trojan right over here. And how about this one here, friends? Oh boy, see what they did here? Well, they went and they turned Expattaffy's virus protection clean off this time now, didn't they, friends, eh? Now, this is the kind of thing that we've been up against the last 6 months. Yeah, you think that's good? Let's just have a look at the next picture here. And this particular site set off by Malware Premium, as you're going to see right there. Hey, look at all them PUP viruses. That's a lot of PUP viruses there now, isn't it, friends? And guess which site I went to? Well, I went to one of these NASA affiliate sites, right there. Now, what does that say about NASA? Oh boy, you just wait till I show you the next picture here. Let's see this one. And last but not least, this picture here. When I went and I tried to get a reader from ebooks that NASA suggested, guess what I got? I got a NASA official site there, alright, but guess what come along with it, eh? Oh, this malware here, eh? Just look at it all. All the PUP viruses and everything else, and all the folders and the data. Man alive, now why would anybody go put malware on their site if they're supposed to be a NASA person and they're all clean? Well, I'll tell you a little secret there, eh? NASA's a bloody liars is what they are. Oh, they are. Hey, they're liars. They lied about everything and everything, anything and anything they can get their cotton picking hands on. But when malware starts going off like here, whoa, boy, you better start shutting the computer down. You better start praying you got a few bucks to get another one. And that's just what I did. And thanks a lot to Chris Caldwell for that help. But if you think this is good, let's just get on to some more moon photos and see what we can dig up on Apollo again. All right, friends? So let's roll that clip, please.
Expattaffy, Mr. Strange and Pete Piper. When it comes to all your computer problems, it appears that it's a self-inflicted injury. It would appear that one of you has been very naughty and is using an illegal copy of the Windows OS. So stop blaming NASA. You shot yourselves in the foot. Deal with it. That wraps up the housekeeping for now, so let's move along. Let's see if our requests to Expattaffy to answer 6 questions about his alleged whistleblowers have produced any results. Expattaffy has been using his whistleblowers as his magical answer for all the clues he says he can see in Apollo photographs.
Next question?
Yes, over here. Right. In episode BF-12, you were battling barbarians while riding a winged Appaloosa. Yet in the very next scene, my dear, you're clearly atop a winged Arabian. Please to explain it.
Yeah. Well, whenever you notice something like that, a wizard did it.
I see. All right, yes. But in episode AG-4...
Wizard.
For Claven out.
Expattaffy has a magical out, something that explains everything he claims, while explaining nothing. His magical non-existent whistleblowers. Without them, all his claims collapse like a house of cards. Here's the response we got from Mr. Strange to our 6 questions. We assume he's speaking for Expattaffy. Edit. Since starting this video, Expattaffy has posted one of his interminable 30-minute-long videos. We'll post a response to that when we can be bothered to watch it. A challenge for the brilliant Expattaffy, with regards to your employees of the Apollo staff who are not happy about the country deceiving the world by faking the moon landings. 1. Who are they? Name some names.
All right then, Phase 52012, here's a name for you, and since you are going in alphabetical order, or in numerical order, or in whatever order that you decided to do today, we'll go with your number system, just like you got over there, right there, Phase 52012. Now, I'm going to drop a name for you, right? But I'm not going to pronounce it. I'm going to write it right over here. This here is going to be whistleblower number 1. Right there. Now, can you pronounce his name there? Oh, Phase 52012? Because I really don't think you can. Can you pronounce that name right over there, eh? Oh, boy, oh, boy. I can, but I'm not going to do it, because that's going to be your job to do. And then we're going to go on to number 2, and then we're going to go on to number 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, until all of your list up here is all complete. Now, as you can see, I don't have it all up here because we're going to be going one number at a time.
And their way of bringing this fraud to the surface is deliberately sabotaging the photos and showing everybody that they were impossible to have been taken on the moon. And I challenge you to dispute that.
Those who release information externally usually do so at the time of the event.
Which they did at the time of the event, with the photos they made at the time of the event, slackers. Don't you remember this? Your Bible, the National Geographic that you state you've got. And if the photo is in year, in 1970, 71, then it's got to be genuine, according to you. But what do we see when we examine this photo, slackers? Yes, fake 100%. A deliberate whistleblower's clue where they've airbrushed out his right leg and they've copied and pasted in a small boot. And there it is, cropped and zoomed up, slack ass. Only one leg on this astronaut. And you are adamant you can see it behind the cart. Well, let's see you make a video and display this photo and put some arrows where you can see his leg. And don't you remember, Slackass? You said he must have a right leg because there's a boot behind the wheel. And when you examine that boot behind the wheel, look at it. It's less than half the size of his left boot. Now that's a deliberate, inserted whistleblower's clue at the time of the mission, Slackass. Instead of just passing comments that you can see a leg, let's see you make a photo of it, a video of it, Slackass, showing the leg. This is one where another mentally insane psychopathic NASA shill, Joan Evans, who states he must have a leg because he had a leg in the previous photo.
So, what do you got to say about that, Phase 52012? And stop picking on people who are handicapped. How many times do we got to tell you that? It's not right. It's just not right. Is it there, you crazy nasolytic numbskull? Now, let's get on with this here. I got a few more of these little pictures I got to show you.
I don't know why it's so difficult for Expattaffy and Mr. Strange to answer 6 questions, and that was, and is, the challenge. To answer all 6 questions in one go, in one attempt. If you cannot answer all 6 questions in one go, it's because you don't know the answers. Your whistleblowers do not exist, and all your claims about being able to see inane clues in Apollo photographs are the ramblings of a damaged mind, and that's as kindly as I can put it. Answer the 6 questions or admit defeat. The conditions are not up for discussion, so don't even ask. You've tried to pull that one question for one answer nonsense before. I agreed that time. I answered your question in extensive detail only to get a bullshit answer from you, capped off with your standard HAHAHA. Answer all 6 questions from part 1. Put up or shut up.